Oh my god. The last video I did reviewing free art software went a little crazy. Thank you guys for that. Um, let's keep going. Today I'm reviewing 3 more free art software programs and seeing how they stand up against our last winner, Krita. Today I'm using Fire Alpaca, GIMP, and Inkscape. Fire Alpaca and GIMP are both suggestions that I got in the comments of the last video. If you have a suggestion for a future video, then drop it down in the comments and maybe I'll try it. Now, let's get into the video. First up is Fire Alpaca. I had a lot of fun messing around with all the different brushes that came free with Fire Alpaca. Bushes, lace, ruffles, more that the last programs did not include. And you can even buy more brushes from Fire Alpaca's store, if you don't have enough. If you don't think this is enough for you. I also was able to figure out how to use the program's panel border tools finally, but I'll focus on that for a different video. I found this program very easy to use, and it converted to work with my tablet and pen seamlessly without any trouble at all. I really like the final piece, and I even think that the blending quality stands up to Krita. And I'd even consider switching programs if it had the option to make your own brushes. Speaking of such, this has inspired me to finally figure out how to use the brush making tools in Krita, so look forward to a video about that in the future. Overall, Fire Alpaca is a good program that has some nice features with very few issues, and the that I did find were pretty easy fixes, or just a case of me not finding the right setting. For example, the paint bucket tool. There isn't a place to mess with the pixel growth on this tool, so when doing the line art on a white background, it created a little halo around my black spots. I didn't know how to fix this issue. However, when I did the colors, I used a background beforehand, and the problem fixed itself when I paint bucketed it on the colored background. So, um, tip for Fire Alpaca: uh, use the paint bucket tool if you have a colored background. Anyway, let's see how our next program holds up to Fire Alpaca's impressive start to the video. GIMP was severely disappointed after Fire Alpaca. They don't have as many brushes, but they do have a pretty fire brush and a vine brush that's just leaves. Other than the brushes, the interface was weird and confusing, and I found it really hard to work with. And it also had the worst sin: no pressure sensitivity. I don't understand what is wrong. It has the settings and the options for pressure sensitivity, but I cannot figure out how to actually use it, and I can't figure out how to adjust it at all. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with the program. Maybe it's not connecting my tablet correctly or something. I couldn't even use my eraser at the end. I couldn't even use the eraser at the end of my pen, when it had worked perfectly on Fire Alpaca. And the cherry bomb on this fuck me Sunday is that there's no way to zoom in. I looked everywhere, and I don't know if it's just me or if GIMP is just stupid, but I can't find it, and I hate it because working full size the entire time makes me want to scream. Safe to say, I just straight up didn't finish the drawing because it broke a little bit. So it's barely finished at all. Anyway, in conclusion, GIMP's moving on. Hopefully this one won't be as big of a disappointment as GIMP. Okay, what's the next one? Oh no. Inkscape! This program is definitely for line art only. But even then, there is no, like, brushes. There are only, like, four tools that you can use and to actually draw, and the coloring system is jank as hell, because when you draw it, it selects the last line or section that you drew into, and when you go to change the color, it changes the selected section. And you have to deselect every time, and which deselecting is just tapping the screen, but when you're trying to work with this, it's pretty annoying. Um, and I just want to die. In the end, I think this is the worst drawing that I've ever made in my entire life. Even Little Dawn was better than this nightmare. And I forgot to change the background color so it's just transparent. I want to die. Also, look at what happens when I open up the layers. Every single stroke. every single stroke. Okay, there is a positive to this. I was able to discover that after I finished this, that it has capabilities to work with crafting and stuff. Like people will take their designs into Inkscape and edit them. That's all that it's good for. Let's calm back down and back up a bit and look at all three programs together and talk about how they stacked up against our last three contestants. First, Fire Alpaca. Loved this program. I think it stacks up to Krita with its quality and tools, and and all I think is missing so far is the ability to is the ability to upload your own brushes. Great program. If you don't have a strong enough computer to run Krita, go try Fire Alpaca. I think it's way better than Metabang. GIMP. Garbage. Trash. Fucking hell. Okay, it's not that bad. I just think if you aren't looking for an MS Paint alternative, then don't use it. I mean, at least there's some retro charm into using MS Paint, man. GIMP is just GIMP. Inkscape. As I mentioned, I feel like this is mostly used for line art and or crafters, especially calligraphy and background design, and then taking your design into there to upload to a Cricut or whatever you're using for your crafting things. And it has some good tools for those. However, as a drawing program, it isn't very good at all. Mostly because of the layer thing and the limited tools. Alright, GIMP hate aside, Fire Alpaca is the winner! Woo! I know this is such a surprise considering what I've done to the other what I've said about the other two programs. I was really impressed with Fire Alpaca's art capabilities and the amount of brushes that are just so fun and interesting. The comic tools also actually work this time, but that's for another video. Shh. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I know that my next video will be me making these little talkie babies that I made. I think I'm just gonna call them minis. I don't know what to call these. What do other YouTubers call them? My little mascots in the corner that you see me talking with. So I have been doing twice a week uploads for a while, but as of now, I'm going to be switching back to once a week. Thank you all so much for watching. Throw GIMP in the trash and use Fire Alpaca. I'm gonna go take a nap now.